Refugees from the Middle East and from Africa have been settling in Europe in recent years, igniting anti-immigrant tensions. But one program in Paris is helping some refugees find a new community in France through art. Jeffrey Brown reports from Paris. It's part of Canvas, our ongoing arts and culture coverage.
Portraits of migration, the troubles faced along the way, the trauma of making a new home.
I'm from Afghanistan, but sometimes I say I'm from nowhere.
Photographer Abdul Sabur experienced it himself. In Afghanistan, he says he worked in transportation for the U.S. Army, but fled when the Taliban began threatening him and his family. During a harrowing 2-year journey, part of it spent in an abandoned train station in Serbia, he began taking pictures with a donated camera.
When I show to the people, I say, that's not normal how we live there.
His photographs became a bridge to overcome language and other barriers and raise awareness about the plight of refugees, which he continues to do in Paris.
After people published the pictures and they did some exhibitions, people was asking what you guys need, and they were sending some support. And then I said it's very important.
Sabur is one of some 200 refugee artists from more than 40 countries, now getting support from the Agency of Artists in Exile. On our visit to its makeshift building off the Seine River, an Ethiopian man belted out a traditional song with accompaniment from his phone. Across the hall, a Yemeni woman used her vast trail of official asylum-seeking papers, accumulated over 2 years of navigating France's legal process, to create an art installation.
It was my first week in France, and the first day without documents.
And a Kurdish actor who fled Turkey practiced a monologue about his first days in Paris.
Can you imagine to leave your country tomorrow and to leave everything?
Judith Dupol is director of the studio, which opened in 2017 with funding from the French Ministry of Culture.
In the beginning, you are like in the state of shock.
When you arrive here, you're in shock.
Yes, because nobody wants you there. It's difficult, you have to do a lot of papers, you don't understand nothing, and it's like, I don't know, it's like a panic.
Like many countries in the West in recent years, France has struggled with rising tensions over an influx of refugees. President Emmanuel Macron has sought to criminalize illegal border crossings while tightening restrictions on asylum, even as far-right parties in the country call for more. But France also has a long tradition of being a sanctuary for artists, including Pablo Picasso and James Baldwin. The idea here was to give artists a place to connect with one another, to work on and exhibit their crafts, and to help with all the practical challenges of living as a refugee.
First of all, they helped us find a place to live. Secondly, they helped us get a work visa, find a lawyer. Some people needed psychologists, things like that.
Kurdish actor and drama teacher Aram Tashtakin fled Turkey in late 2017. So why did you leave Turkey?
Because it's complicated living there. I'm a conscientious objector. I'm anti-military. I'm an artist who tries to make art and theater in the Kurdish language, to protect the Kurdish language. But when we make Kurdish art or theater, they always say it's terrorist propaganda, and that really hurts. How can a language be terrorist propaganda?
In 2018, graffiti artist and painter Aklam Jorban fled her native Yemen and its years-long civil war. She says she faced added persecution for her family's Somali and Ethiopian roots, and for her wanting to be an artist as a woman. She left everyone and everything behind, and says she still doesn't know if it was the right decision.
Because all of us, we are without our families, so we feel lonely, we feel there is a lot of problem, but when we are together, when we speak, when we share this story, it's make us little stress, make us little keep fighting. So it is good to have this place.
This place, though, the Agency of Artists in Exile, is experiencing its own problems. It depends on Paris's city government for free workspace and has already had to move twice. The building we visited is small and temporary, and the future is uncertain. Director Judith DePaul.
To find a place now, it's a very real, concrete problem.
To further make its case and showcase its artists, the agency recently presented its third annual month-long festival titled Visions of Exile. Amid the national and even global fights over immigration, this is a small project, but those being helped think art can change the way people think.
Because when they see our artwork, they don't see it as a refugee, they see it as artist, and artists make this thing. We do all this journey to be something. You know, we have a hope and we are human before we come. We are a refugee.
For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Jeffrey Brown in Paris.
Wonderful story. And on the NewsHour online right now, as the fires continue to rage in Australia, nonprofit groups are stepping in to help the firefighters, evacuees, and wildlife. Find out how you can support their efforts at pbs.org/newshour.